Okay, so I would like to say hello and welcome you into the space. Thank you to each of you who is joining us, whether you are joining us now live here on this broadcast or if you're joining later on replay. I'd like to say hi to Timo, who said hello in the chat. Thanks for being here, and to everyone else who is here too. Um, there was a little bit of a technological problem at first. For some reason, the going live function didn't work, but it seems to be working fine now. Thank goodness. Yeah, I can see Kirsten is here. Welcome, Kirsten. And I'm sure all is good and you can hear me because you haven't said anything to the opposite effect. Let us begin. We are going to begin today by going into a quick state of meditation. And then I'm going to share one channeled oracle card reading for the Ascending Collective. And then, as we were actually supposed to be doing mini messages from people's higher selves or guides on the last transmission, and I completely forgot to do them. Hi, Omar. Nice to see you too. And so we will be doing those today instead, like at the mid part of the session, and then finishing probably with a couple of cards for the Ascending Collective, depending on how many people we do mini messages for in between. So I have one person who has sent me an email in advance, and anybody who is here on the live, feel free later when I ask to put your name in the chat, and then you will be able to receive a mini message. But for now, let's close our eyes and just come into a space of heart connection. Just allowing our breathing to slow. Coming more fully into the present moment. And as we do, we are blessed first with an energetic transmission from Divine Source. Both cleansing and purifying, and then also upgrading us on a cellular level at the same time to be more in alignment with and therefore able to receive and to integrate with more grace, more ease. They're saying the highest incoming ascension energies at this time. The dragons also coming in and clearing around people's energy fields. And the archangels, as led by Melchizedek and Archangel Metatron, bringing in their high frequency Ascension energy and activations for us at this time. And they are just starting by clearing away that which is disturbing and blocking, preventing us from more fully aligning with our most aligned soul path at this time. And they're saying a lot of that is actually now about stepping into the frequencies of joy and of gratitude and of ease and of knowing that the new earth is here and allowing ourselves just simply to start to create and experience that in our own lives. And then that will start to expand out more and have an impact on the communities around us. And they can't quite speak for everyone, they're saying, because there's kind of two distinct groups within the viewers on the channel. But for many, it is a case of this time of not actually being too active in the pursuit of any purpose, waiting for that information and guidance to really land in a very clear way. Before beginning to move and to put energy into projects. And then there is a smaller group who are either continuing projects that have been in place for a while, for a few years, and are still very relevant to the time that we're in, and continuing to put energy into those. And also some who have been already given the vision for the new project to create at this time. And so if you feel clear about that, then it's not a time to hesitate, is the information that is coming through, but to be very bold in the way that you step into that path. And that in most cases, it's a much higher embodiment of all that you've already been embodying, like taking it to a wider, a deeper, a more magnified and amplified level. And so that is what they want to share, just in terms of activations and messages as we begin. They do say that they are going to continue sharing Ascension activations throughout the duration of this video, even as we are in the process of working with the cards and receiving the messages there, and also messages for individuals. And the archangels in particular today are going to continue sharing their activations with us, they say. Thank you. So they did actually guide me to choose one card before we got on and got started. So that is from this Gateway of Light Activation Oracle that I believe I have used several times before. I know it's one they like to use a lot. And they're just guiding me to another from the same deck. So let us start with these. Wow, this is, I don't think I've even seen this card. I have also worked with this deck on a personal level as well, but I don't think I've ever had this one before. So the Halls of Amenti Initiation. And let's see what it is that they want to share with us today from this. So they're drawing my attention and they're saying not to pay attention to the color, to the fact that the two posts are a different color. That's not important. It's like we are walking through this gate, and what is beyond is so magical, like this sacred geometry kind of image is representing that what we are walking into beyond this point is just unlike any physical reality that has been experienced on Earth until this point. And it is available for all to access, but we also do need to choose that by where we are putting our attention and focus, they are saying. And they're just reminding us not to be limited in our belief of what we think could be possible, to know that there is so much more possible than we could even imagine. And another powerful card coming in today. The Thoth Light Codes. There's two things that they want to communicate with this. First, that many of us are going to be coming into a much higher embodiment of who we have been in other lifetimes, including on other planets. And memories perhaps returning to some of us. Even if we don't have a clear memory as such, it's something about the beingness and the presence of that version of us in a different lifetime that is gifted to us in this one to support us on those from now opening up into something greater paths that they were speaking of at the beginning there. And also just more encounters, and not just they're saying in the sense of with the galactic realms, also the elementals, the Fey realms, the angelic realms, and so forth. We can expect to have more of what we would call an encounter, as well as being able to receive the information telepathically and get the hints, the clues, the messages intuitively. There's going to be a lot more of a direct nature. That might mean seeing more in meditation or in visions rather than at first as a physical presence, but it's like what we might have heard until now as voices or as messages is going to become more embodied, and we start to see the form more of who is sharing with us, and also some physical encounters and contact for individuals too. So that is what they want to share, as they say, being somewhat the theme of this time for us in the Lightworker and the Wayshower community. And so the mini messages today are not actually going to be with the cards. They're just going to be direct channeled information. If you would like one of those, I do invite you just to put your name in the chat there, so it's really clear to me who does and who doesn't. And in the meantime, while I just give people an opportunity to do that, if anyone wants to, I am going to bring through the message for Diane Tekic, who has got me sent me an email in advance. So this is for you, Diane. And so first, your guides want to reassure you that you are indeed walking in an aligned direction. And there is going to be some point when the path kind of becomes more narrow as such, not in a bad sense, as it becomes more specific, and you will be asked to move down that particular path, and some things that you are following or focusing on now might in fact fall away as a result. But for now, the direction that you are moving in is indeed they're like using both the words upward and forward. It's generating a lot of interaction with higher dimensional energies at the same time as clear forward movement on the path that your soul wants to take at this time. They are saying if you can spend more time with people who are either on the spiritual path or who really uphold you in your ascension process, that would be like ideal and best to spend more time with people like that, just to really support you in lifting your vibration up into a more consistent level of high frequency. If people like that aren't around you, it's not so easy to spend time with people like that. Another thing that they would recommend is online groups, or just spending time in person with people who truly get you. You feel their love, you feel their support, even if they don't really get the spiritual path, they're not on that path yet, you know that they are really there for you. So that is the message that they have to share for you at this time. Thank you. Okay, then I see we have Omar and Kirsten and Timo and Agves Albi. I'm not sure if you want a message or not. If you do feel free to put your name in the chat there. That is just how I've asked people to communicate it, to make it very clear for me. So we will go next to Omar. And there's a sense that the light body is very clearly now structured around you and integrated well into the physical presence, the physical embodiment that you are in this lifetime, and that you are holding a great deal of light for those around you. And it's a very firm embodiment of that light. They are suggesting that to kind of upgrade the frequency of the light still more. You could do some kind of mini fasting. It doesn't need to be anything too long. They are saying, like, depending on the climate, what you need to do in terms of activity, and that day, preferably it would be over 18 hours, but even just 12 hours is actually going to be enough to really help to activate your cells, and then they will be able to integrate the light at a still faster rate, is what they are saying. They're not suggesting doing this on a daily basis. It's like every couple of weeks or so, if you could have that longer, like 18-hour period without food, it would just help your body to flush out toxins and what's needed and allow for more light to be integrated, is the sense that they are giving me. And keep stepping boldly out in alignment with the knowing and the guidance, the knowing that you have, the guidance that you receive. It's like a very kind of half mix with you. They say there is like a direct heart knowing as well as the guidance coming in. And you're really good at interpreting it, and just keep moving boldly forward in alignment with it, is what they would like to say to you. So thank you. I will then move on to Kirsten. And actually, for you, Kirsten, first, I know you are super connected to the stones, but it is the stones that are coming in, and it's like they're clearing some slight turmoil or disturbance in your energy field, and surrounding you in a very all-encompassing strong sense of the unconditional love that rose quartz embodies and is. And they are just extending that activation out for all on the call, again, whether here now or listening later on replay. They say that we may experience that unconditional sense of love, and they are attuning our frequency more to it on our behalf. Thank you. And the message that is coming in for you, Kirsten, it's like a dream that you had. It's maybe not even so long ago, but you've kind of not exactly locked it away, but you've put it behind a closed, or at least almost closed door, thinking that it's not the right time yet. And they ask you to open that door, let that dream come out again and blossom and grow. You can maybe envisage planting it like as a seed in the soil, and watering it, and see what naturally flows out of that. Like that would be a good meditation to do, asking your guides to show you what it is that they want you to know about that vision, that dream, and letting it blossom and bloom and show you what it is, rather than trying to conceive of it with the more limited, smaller human mind. And they are saying that you don't know your own power or capabilities. And they do want you to be able to step into this vision with joy and with a feeling of lightness in your heart. So you can ask also your angels and guides to take away any kind of lingering fears or doubts that you have about it, or your ability to bring it through. And so that is what they want to share with you today. And Timo? It's a sense that you're kind of butting up against the wall a bit, but it is a wall that is not really there. It's like smoke or air. It will just dissolve with so much ease. If you can put yourself, it's not visualize yourself, it's like literally put yourself already on the other side of whatever it is that you feel like you are bumping up against and is keeping you in limitation. That is exceptionally cryptic, I know, but that is what they are saying. Other than that, they are showing that you are a very powerful energy, like the energy in your chakra system and your energetic system has become much more calibrated to be able to embody more light, the ascension energies. And part of getting over that block or that wall that isn't really there, although I'm sure in physical it certainly feels like it's there, is to allow yourself to know that you are ready, that you have done the work to receive more of this ascension light. And that you can receive it. It's as simple as just allowing yourself to be in the knowing of that. And then breathing it in. They are tremendously pleased with the progress that you have already made. Thank you. So those are the messages that have come through for the people who requested them. I do hope they are of service to you, as Umar has so beautifully put in the chat. And thank you also to Spirit, to the Divine, to Source, for just showing us what we need to know, for revealing to us more of what we need to know, for bringing through more of the energy that we need to receive to be in greater alignment at this time. They would like to finish, they are saying, with one more card for the collective group of souls that meet on this channel regularly. And they are again directing me to a deck that they love to use, and actually I love to use too. Another by Kyle Gray, Keepers of the Light. And this deck consists of various ascended masters and so forth. And then what usually happens is that a message comes through from the particular master that is revealed and steps forward. And today we have Horus with the Cosmic Gateway card. I will just see if there's anything that they want to share based on the card itself before channeling a message. So this is again a very powerful card, this cosmic gateway, which is possibly represented by this circle around him. What they're actually drawing my attention towards is like, if this was to continue throughout the rest of the body, this would be like the aura with a very kind of strong protective layer around it, not necessarily protective in the sense of protecting things from coming in, but a sense of protecting the light that we hold within. And they are just asking us to really visualize that we are in this bubble, this ball of light on a daily basis, and to be breathing that light in order to amplify the light within us, and then to seal it around us with this thicker layer around the aura, and just to enable us to stay in the embodiment of that light throughout more of the day. And so that is what they want to share from the card. And then the message. Beautiful beloveds, I am Horus. I am today here to share my hints for embodying a higher light vibration. In most cases, it is the thoughts of limitation that hold each of you back from embodying your light, your unique light, to a more embodied degree. You do not need thoughts of limitation at this time, dear ones, for this is a time when all previous possibilities or limitations are blown open. What is possible expands. Into alignment with the divine cosmos, where anything and everything can be done. So first, we ask you to know this, then to ask, well, that being the case, what is it that I wish to do or to see completed in these realms, brought forth as a gift for humanity, and so forth? Questions both for the individual desire and for the desire for what humanity as a whole desires to experience at this time. And then to very simply keep your focus more on this being done now, complete now, in these realms you inhabit. See it completed. Know it done. Allow it to transpire before you. For as more and more of you hold such visions as are associated with new earth frequency, energetic vibration, more and more of these creations will begin to come forth. It is not a time for doubt, dear ones, when you receive the guidance clearly. Do what moves it takes for you to align with it. We know you love your lives here. Many of you have created through the ginormous power and energy of your heart, much love, much beauty in the circumstances immediately around you. Now it is time for those new earth frequencies to encompass more of the earth, not just the groups, the hubs of way showers, light workers, starseed, to start to encompass more. You will be given direct guidance as to how you uniquely are to serve in this path of progression into a more evolved human for the entirety of the human race, choosing to remain on Earth at this time. Many may feel what is asked of you is too much beyond your possibility, your capability to create or bring forth. But no, you will not be doing it alone. As you step forward, your guides will bring in great energetic support, rivers of energetic support to help you, and you will also be directed, guided to groups in physical doing a similar thing to you, so you can combine the light that you are to expand it into the earth grids, the earth herself, the structure, the very fabric of human society in compared to up to now much more transformational ways. This will be an ongoing process as you hold a more cohesive, coherent embodiment of your light. The impact that you have will be able to still more further radiate out. So the focus is dual at this time, both on the inner self, that perfection, completion of the patterns that hold you back, allowing more light to flood in to fill the self, and then a clear focus on earth at this time. What is her children? What are her children? What is she asking for at this time to support the collective ascension? You, dear ones, are now ready to be leaders in this. Many will come through this gateway, this portal after you, sharing your knowledge. You lead into the divine, sacred truth of who we are and a higher embodiment of this. It is I, Horus, pleased to connect with you this day. And so that is what they want to bring through for the Ascending Collective at this time. Thank you to all of you who have put your comments there in the chat. I see, Helga, you have asked me, you ask a question. Yes, if you are still on the stream, we have been doing messages for people today, for individuals today. If you are still there, do feel free to put your question in the chat. Actually, while I just wait to see if Helga does that, I would just like to remind people that the self-love, barriers to self-love release session is happening next Wednesday at 7 a.m. in ET, I believe, or noon in the UK, or the equivalent in your time zone. If you would like to register for that and you haven't done so, there is still time to do so. We will be working on various areas of self-love being such a vast and kind of all-encompassing topic, working on various aspects of it, first bringing through a release and then integrating into the body on a cellular level, and also into the energetic structures of the body, like a reformed notion of what self-love should look like or could look like in that area. And also sharing activated affirmations for you to continue to work with after the release session itself. I have also included, having been very inspired as I was making the initial web page, there is an option for an upgrade to do a 4-month self-love journey, which I'm actually very excited about exploring. 8 different aspects of what self-love means on a much deeper level. I think that is going to be a truly beautiful awakening journey to awaken to more self-love. And if you would like to add on that option, do feel free to do so. It is $77 just for the release session itself, or $333 for the release session plus the 4-month journey. I can't see that at this time. Helga has actually put a question in the chat. I would like to say hello to Supreme Levels, who I haven't seen until this point in the broadcast. Helga, if you have a quick question that you would like to send later by email, do feel free to do so. For now, I am going to bring this transmission to a close with gratitude and love from my heart to yours. And thank you so much for being here. Thank you for the light that you are embodying on the planet at this time. And let us really integrate into that higher embodiment of light that they are speaking of, where we can really see ourselves surrounded in that protective like seal that will enable us to keep more of the light that we are generating just within our field, so that we can be that much firmer, much stronger, much more coherent embodiment of light in the world. Thank you so much for being here. I will be back next week with the first message of August. So I look forward to connecting with you then. And also, of course, to any of you who are joining for the self-love release session. Thank you so much, and I'll see you again soon.